today.
Ready to get us started, it's Cade York. And off we go from Seattle. On the return from his end zone, Godwin Igwebuike. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Here's Walker to start the drive. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
On second down at 4, Smith. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. First down Seattle on a pickup of 13. Walker now at 1st and 10. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd down, Smith being chased out left. He's got his tight end fan. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. Now to the ground, here's Walker. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. The good run on 1st down followed up by a not-so-good run on 2nd down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on 3rd down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
But he will have the 1st down before he's tackled at the 12. The gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving...
Touchdown, Seahawks! DK Metcalf. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Seahawks get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. They gotta love that. 9-play drive results in 6 points.
That means they're doing the dictating. That means that they've described how the game's going to go. They're playing at their tempo, at their pace. If you're on the other side of the ball, if you're playing defense, defense is not methodical. They've got to go in there and shake things up and create a little havoc.
A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it's DK Metcalf who finishes things off with a touchdown reception. And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it. Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Here's Watson. Flush to his right, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Barreling in for the sack, Shelby Harris.
It may be cliche, but it is something that holds up over time, doesn't it? If you're the visitors, you don't want to let the crowd in the game early.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they did there. But you said also, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Still in the first quarter, but what a great start for them. I mean, they've controlled the airways, Charles, on both sides. They had the passing touchdown. Then they intercept the pass of the other squad and take it back for another score.
Brandon, I know we have a ton of time left, but what an early backbreaker they just delivered. They're up early, and they appear to be totally dialed in. And that offense, they're forced to run right back out, still shaking up a bit, but feeling the pressure to put something on the scoreboard. They've got to be careful here.
Myers connects on the PAT, and that'll make the score 14-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. Grant, he will not return it, and his guys will begin at the 25. Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. They find themselves in a good-size hole here, and a good-size hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. Now a throw here going to be taken in by the tight end Njoku. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down. First carry for Nick Chubb. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And that's on the guard, Wyatt Teller. And Chubb will try the middle here. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
They'll wind up getting just a yard, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
Let's just make this one simple. Could he be any more open than he was on that play?
And they lost him going to the outside.
Hard to believe because you go through your...
Looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Charles, it is pretty rare that we see a team build this kind of lead in the opening quarter. And, man, they seem to be clicking on all three phases right there. The defense doing its part with a pick six.
And it's absolutely been the definition of a start that you would pick for yourself and for your team, right? And I have a feeling that they just want to stay in this zone. What's truly incredible about this start is they can add on a couple more scores. This one could legitimately be over in the second quarter.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it. He is off to an unfathomable start throwing the football, thrown the 2 passes, both been intercepted and returned for touchdowns. We'll see how he bounces back. It's 1st and 10. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks. Watson. And that's caught by the tight end, Bryant. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. First carry now for Kareem Hunt. 7 yards there and a first down.
Exactly what they needed right there because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Now a first down throw, Watson. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
Well, these guys certainly need something good to go their way because this first quarter has been something of a disaster for them trying to move the ball. But that completion there, Maybe he can get them focused and moving in the right direction.
Watson's throw pulled in by Schwartz. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. 21-0 our score after one. Still 9 remaining on second down. Now they return to the ground game. Chubb. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up. We're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And that's going to be caught by Peoples-Jones. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 19. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a first down. From the red zone now, Watson. Quick throw, and he's got Amari Cooper. And the Browns are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
Chubb forcing his way into the end zone. He was not to be denied. It's a touchdown. Well, we have seen the stiff arm get a bit of renaissance here in recent seasons, and that was pure strength there as he forced his way into the end zone.
And when you think of guys who use the stiff arm so effectively, I go back to guys like Earl Campbell, Walter Payton, some recent guys like Marshawn Lynch. Let's go to the Wayback Machine. Bronco Nagurski, he dealt out a wicked stiff arm.
A 10-play drive that time. And Nick Chubb, the one to finish it off, as he does so with a touchdown run. Igwebuike to return it from his end zone here. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. First down, Seattle, 16 yards, the gain there. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
Quick throw, knocked away, and incomplete.
Textbook coverage right there. Played the ball, never lost sight of where it was headed, and stayed in perfect position to make a play on it. Able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in his sight lines.
5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down, because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
He's got his big tight end, Fant. And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
On 4th down, Smith sliding out of the pocket. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Geno now to throw. Setting up the screen here. This is Walker. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you can get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
They'll try for the first with Walker. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. Now a first down throw. It's Smith. Over the middle. That's caught by Metcalf. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago, because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
The Smith's throw into the hands of Fant. And the Seahawks are going to have a first and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5. That leads us to a first and goal. It's a pickup of 8. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on first and goal. Throwing is Smith. Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. It's J.O.K. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah in there for the sack. Now from the 7, here's second and goal. Throwing now is Geno. That's complete to his running back, Dallas. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And this brings up a third and goal.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage, because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
A big play forthcoming. Here's third and goal. Now Geno. Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Walker. And the Browns are going to take over at their own 2-yard line.
Partner, there's no other way you could describe it, because that was absolutely just gut-wrenching for that offense. They were right on the precipice. Points were available. All they had to do was just fall forward, and they were going to put them up on the board. Instead, a long drive ends in heartbreak and a melancholy trip back to the drawing board. How you like it when I go a little bit lyrical for you?
So not quite out of danger just yet. Still backed up a bit, but only need a few inches here on second down. Back to throw, Watson. He's got Njoku over the middle. And he's going to have a first down, and they get into field goal range here at the 29. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. On first and 10, Watson right back to Njoku. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. On first down, it's Watson. Forced out to his left. This complete to David Bell. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the left hash, this will be a 52-yard attempt. York able to send this one through, and that will do it for this first half. So we are at halftime here in downtown Seattle with the Seahawks out in front as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to our downtown Orlando studios in this EA Sports halftime report. This one has been a hard-hitting affair to this point, and you got to expect we'll see more of the same in the second half. And to bring the action your way, let's get it right back out to Brandon Godden.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Browns going to see the football first, but they trail here as we resume play on EA Sports. And the half will begin with a touchback. The Browns offense getting set to go to work here to start the third. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
3 yards on the gain. They're going to need to do better on this next play. It'll be 3rd and 12. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Here's Watson. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the first. Looking to throw. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
And he'll get this one down to about the 27. Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is 2nd down. Chubb on the counter. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. That one a first down pickup of 8. Out of the gun, they run it with Hunt. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
From the 16, Watson. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Coverage was excellent downfield. I think he was more throwing that football away than anything else.
Yeah, absolutely, because everywhere he looked, they were covered.
Sometimes it's better to go ahead and be convinced that there's no place to fit in the football than to go ahead and force it and turn it into a bad play.
And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Watson now to throw. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete. Down this close to the goal line, first down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and I'm old school. I want to run the ball on first down in this situation because 2nd down, that gives me an option of running play action and maybe throwing it.
Njoku pulls this one in. He's got it for a Cleveland touchdown. 2 yards on the touchdown there. And the Browns are back within a score. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
And this one is caught. So they come up with a 2-point conversion, and that makes this a 1-point game now. Well, I guess the coach looked at the 2-point cheat sheet, said go for it, get it to a 3-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call, and he felt good about what he had for a 2-point conversion, and now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the third. But, Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. But I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. Straight ahead running. Here's Dallas. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Here's Smith. And Walker has it. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. He was out there waving his arms. When you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
And give the tackle to Anthony Walker.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on third down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football. Sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive.
Well, this has been a long drive. In fact, it's eaten up a good chunk of the third quarter, which is precisely what you want when you're playing with the lead. You control the football, you control the clock, and impose your will on the defense.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. On second down, it's Walker. And he's going to take this down close to a first down at the Browns' 20-yard line. 78 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. On third down, here's Walker. They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play, and that's going to lead them to fourth down.
I apologize in advance, partner, but the beefeaters on the interior of this D-line, you just know they were licking their chops on third and short. And yes, they were rewarded with a tasty dish, stuffing that one short of a first down.
Well, we got beefeaters licking their chops and tasty dish in one fell swoop.
I did apologize in advance, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. That line's not eating tofu. I'll tell you that much for free. So a moment to catch our collective breath after the fourth down conversion. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll run on first down with Dallas. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it second and a foot or so.
Now that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a first and goal. They'll try the air now with Smith. And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. In for the sack, Myles Garrett. Second and goal from the 6 this time. Smith now to throw. Touchdown! Tyler Lockett from 6 yards away. And the Seahawks will add to their fourth quarter lead. Well, that's certainly going to bump up the old win probability index because now it's a two-score game here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you're taking me into that deep water now. Win probability index. This game's definitely not over. We're not looking at a 0.5% or something. It's just 2 scores. But the way that this team has played, to me, what I've seen, they absolutely deserve to win this game. They've been the better team by far throughout.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Grant, he will not return it, and his guys will begin at the 25. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone. On first down, Watson. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Kareem Hunt is running back, the intended receiver. That'll bring up second down.
Well, that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Watson. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawks defense. Poona Ford, the one to get to him and drop him.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. But they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And now Watson throws another interception. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football. And here in the fourth quarter, defensively, you know that you're just going to blanket the field with defensive backs and say, okay, take your best shot. And that time, it's intercepted.
And we've often seen teams go into the prevent early, way too early, and sometimes they get too soft in their coverages, but not in this case. They understood the situation and played it with the proper aggression.
And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be second down. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. 93 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. Walker with another carry. And he's going to get this one down inside the 15. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the fourth quarter, I mean, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but what the offense coordinator has to do is understand. They're going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage. What runs do you have in your arsenal that'll work against a stacked box and continue to move the ball?
It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it with Penny. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. Well, trailing here in the fourth quarter, and that personal foul, that only adds to the hole that they're currently standing in.
Yeah, absolutely a bad job of just losing your cool and letting your anger take.
And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Rashad Penny taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Seahawks are an extra point away from making this a 3-score game. Just power football there, down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible. But all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
Myers connects on the PAT. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and that'll leave him with a third and just a yard. Now Watson, and he'll be touchdown here, but not before he does pick up the first. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. To the air yet again, Watson. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the fourth, it doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline is still scratching his head. Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week, because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help him improve. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Ken Walker taking it in from the 20. And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Well, partner, that was another explosive run. And one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield. And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right? Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. Grant, he will not return it, and his guys will begin at the 25. And now the Browns coming out on the field. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here. Yeah, it's a good way of pointing things out, because now it's not a total loss, because as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. It'll be a loss of only a couple on the sack, but now it'll bring up 3rd down. And, of course, that's not an easy man to sack. You know how elusive he can be trying to get outside of the pocket. That was a great play on the defensive side. And I wonder what was going through his mind, because he didn't seem as committed to using his legs to pick up yardage. He wanted to keep that play alive to either take off and go or throw it away. But he held on to the football and ended up getting sacked. One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there. Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Watson off play action. That's complete to Peoples-Jones. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Again, it's Watson. And he wisely will throw that one away. This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers. He's got his tight end, David Njoku. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 23. That's going to be caught. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. And a nice gain of 21 yards. A shotgun snap for Watson. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Second down and goal. Watson looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
All right, Captain. It's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to.
And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Donovan Peoples-Jones. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Browns are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Looking to maybe throw for it here, Watson. And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. Igwebuike to return it from his end zone here. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the 4th quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted. So they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
Back to throw, Smith. Flushed out right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And it's incomplete. Still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. It's a win for the Seahawks here as we say so long from Seattle.